How's it going, y'all? It's Caravan Dan from the Gaming Caravan, and today I'm talking to you about 6 things I wish I knew when I started to self-publish my board game. Now, this works for tabletop RPG, card game, board game, TCG, CCG, whatever you want to call it. As long as you're in the tabletop space, listen to what I'm about to say. To start off, think about print and play. The reason why is you will spend 100 to 1 less if you do a print and play. The reason why is there's no need to produce anything physically, really. You have the option to if you ever want to. If your game blows up in popularity and you want to access a new market, you're free to do so since you already have the files for it. But if your game would cost $10,000 as a board game, which most board games cost around that much, it's going to cost closer to $100. Now, it might be $100, $500 to $1,000, but it's significantly less and a lot more probable for you to actually get the project done, get it out there, and serve it to the people. Also, it gives you a ton of marketing experience. People undervalue the fact that by doing a print and play first, sure, you're going to struggle to make that $100, $500, $1,000 on any kind of crowdfunding your first time around. But at least you'll have the experience to do it and scale next time, and now you have people who want to buy your next product, so you're actually starting from a higher foundation. Your goal when you're producing board games should be standing on the shoulders of giants. You're not doing anything really from ground zero. You're learning from one person to another person, and in some cases yourself. So don't forget to think print and play for your first game. Next, learn Tabletop Simulator. You need to use that as some kind of language, even though it's not really coding. I want that known right now. You're not really coding too much. It's closer to visual scripting, which it's technically coding, but not so much really. And I guarantee you, no matter really how bad you are at technology, if you're capable of catching up with your social medias and understanding the login and stuff like that, you're decently well off enough to do Tabletop Simulator yourself. Spend some time. You could pay someone to build it for you, but I would say ask them what they're doing exactly, that way you can learn to do it for yourself next time. Game design for a lot of us is a passion project, and we like doing it a lot, frequently and often. The more you pay, if you pay someone to do something once and you're not going to learn it, you have to pay them to do that every single time. Tabletop Simulator is a great way to see if a game's even worth going down that avenue for. Maybe the game sucks and you need to try it out with people across the world to see that. Maybe this game has a lot of potential and you wouldn't know unless you put it on Tabletop Simulator. But basically, you need to learn Tabletop Simulator. Even just the ground basics of how to use it. Just put your game on there. Number 3, choose pretty early on to build around the theme or the mechanics. If you kind of do half and half, you're gonna have a mediocre game. If you really like this mechanic you have in a board game, find an excuse to put it inside of your game. If it doesn't work with a certain theme, find a theme it does work for. However, you have a theme you're really attached to, feel free to grab whatever mechanics you think it's gonna take to make it make sense. If you have a really good game, that would be a great simultaneous action, closed draft game, but you're trying to make it roll and write. Why are you doing that if you care about the theme or the mechanics? So choose early on whether to build around theme or mechanics. Number 4, build what you hate. Now this is a business tactic that's used pretty infrequently, and it's something that I did actually. Build something you cannot stand. For instance, I do not like socks. For the record, I can't stand socks. However, I thought about the funny side of socks. What perspective do I have on socks and shoes that other people might not? And from that, I created Sockpile, which people have really been enjoying recently, both playing and seeing how it is coming out. You go to the link in the description to see the Kickstarter I'm talking about. Same thing goes to you. If you don't like social role games, maybe make one. Try to make what you hate, because you'll create something that only you could have thought of. If we're building something we really aspire to be, like I really like Munchkin. I tried making something like Munchkin. I got something I couldn't live up to, because my Munchkin in my head is so awesome. And I know some of you don't feel that way, but in my head, something so great that me trying to build the next Munchkin made me build something that was a little bit of me and a little bit of something I couldn't get to. So it was just a below average game overall. But the Sockpile game, it's a combination of socks that I didn't really like, but using creative, unique ways. So again, consider building what you hate. Number 5, kill your darlings. Maybe you really like how the card plays vertical instead of horizontal, you think it's pretty unique, but the game would just be played better vertical. Make the card vertical. For me, in a recent design for Sockpile, I loved how the symbol was in the middle of the card. It was super cool. It made the card look more symmetrical than other cards I've seen, but someone pulled out a really good point. He said if you put the cards down in a pair and you're supposed to see the symbol easily, putting it in the middle of the card is impossible. Now that's something I really appreciated, but it makes sense. I want players to be able to quickly scan the board and see what symbols are on the table. In order for that to happen, you have to make the card easily visible when stacked on top of each other in Sockpile. So we decided to make the symbol on the top right. don't be afraid to cut what's holding your game back. Kill your darlings. And number 6, do not start with your dream. Now again, all these rules are guidelines of some kinds. They're not really just take this as it is and follow me to a T. I've made mistakes and I didn't listen to some other people's points. That's perfectly fine. Do whatever you need to do. These are just my tips and advice. The reason why I don't want you to start with your dream game, the reason why you're starting with print and play, the reason why I want you guys to start with building what you don't like is because we're gonna fail. Now, maybe you never fail. Maybe your first games Flock Together, Galactic Cruise, Scythe, all these great games that did great on their first Kickstarter. Maybe. But more realistically, it's not. Because we're all human, we all have different specialties. Maybe you're only working this game for 6 months. I worked on Stockpile for 3 months and putting it on Kickstarter. Maybe you don't work for as long. Maybe you rush to get a project out there just to find all the flaws along the way. If you're doing something for the first time all together, it makes it significantly harder. If your dream game, the last thing that you want to do is to have 1,000 hurdles to hop over. Even by making a quick little $100 print and play, that maybe even you don't get funded for $100. Now you see how difficult making a Kickstart page is. Now you see how difficult marketing is. Now you see how difficult Tabletop Simulator is. Now you see how difficult this is. Now you see maybe you're good at graphic design. Now you see you need to hire someone to do this stuff for you. Who knows? Maybe now you see you just need to sign with a publisher. I don't know. But I would say don't start with your dream game. Because maybe you're gonna fumble that bag so hard you won't want to do it again. These are 6 things I wish I knew when I started self-publishing. What do you guys think? If you disagree, comment about it. If you're learning something from this, what point do you have more questions on? Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, talk to me. I'm available. You can find me in my email. We're doing a new Discord, so stay tuned for that. We go to a Facebook group in the comment or in the description of this video where I am. Our Facebook group has over 1,000 members. Join us. Peace out. Have a great day. God bless, and I'll catch you guys later.